Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I thought I would kind of explain a few things, give you guys like a little insider, kind of like a DIY type thing. I know I've already done about 2 videos on this technically already, but the more I think about it, the more there's actually to talk about. So hopefully this one is just, more in depth, it's more detailed. And yeah, so this video is basically going to be talking about what you need to know about making your own manga/comic. There's so many things that you should know or need to know. Some of this might just be my opinion. This is not official or like the way, just like a little disclaimer. But yeah, this is actually a little short comic I'm working on right now. It's a BTS comic. So I only have 2 panels done, as you can see. And I'm going to talk about some things that you should be looking out for, all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're interested, please stay tuned and let's get right into the video. But with every video, before we actually do start, I want to mention that I do have a Patreon. Everything is always linked down in the description or pinned at the comments. So basically there you guys can donate, anything at all you want to, like $2 a month, $5 a month, 10, 20, or 50. And of course, as you guys probably know, the more you guys give to me, the more you guys would receive. There's so many different types of benefits. You guys get a headshot commission of yourself, depending on what tier you select. You get monthly commissions, you get a YouTube shout out. And as I've already mentioned, there is a new one where you guys can actually become like a side character in my mangas. And even when they become like an actual webcomic, you guys will also be featured there as well. So many different things to look forward to. You get, exclusive content. I'm posting early releases there and all that good stuff. And I do have an Instagram. I have, my regular commissions open there, and I have so many things going on. I'm constantly posting. So anything and everything is highly appreciated. Again, everything is always linked down in the description. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna really be talking about, let's say you guys are making like a fan-made comic or like a fan fiction type thing. So let's say, I obviously did not make these people up. These people are actually real, they exist. So let's say if you're doing this, the only thing that I would recommend is, are you basing it like Japanese style, like, manga, or are you making it just like a regular comic, I guess? So usually, Japanese comics, manga, will start and it will be backwards. And this is actually what I really want to talk about. I don't really want to talk about too much on this, but yeah, they're usually backwards, and this is actually some old artwork, but they're going to start right here. So are you doing it like this, where you want to start here, 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 here? Or do you want to start it like American style? I don't want to really call it that, but like, where it's going to start here, where it goes this way. So that's one thing. I usually like Japanese style, so I like to start over here and all that good stuff. But for this one, I actually did start it on this side because this is not really Japanese. They, are not Japanese people. So yeah, that's one thing you want to look out for. And the other thing is going to be this. Now, this is actually kind of common knowledge. It's nothing really advanced or, this is basic. But let's say, for example, your character is yelling. Usually, and this is not every single time, I guess it varies on the situation or something, but you're going to put like a little mark like that. And that's indicating that he's, of course, I guess spitting in a way because he's yelling so loud. And then for this part, he's reaching out to something, so you're going to see like a whole lot of markings everywhere. And there's so many different symbols that I've noticed in manga, this type of thing. I used to also do these things where I would even write Japanese words, like whenever someone gets slapped or when they're like shocked or something. I haven't been doing that a lot recently though, for some reason. I've kind of been lazy on it, but that's another thing you might want to look out for. And another thing that I would look into, I've noticed this symbol a lot. I'll actually zoom in some. But for example, right here, there's usually like a little symbol like that. To this day, I don't really know what it is. So I know that this is supposed to be like a tutorial or like a helpful guide type thing, but I actually don't know what that means. I think it means they're either shocked, surprised, or, something like that. I'm not really sure what that means. You can almost think of it like as if they're yelling, like that pointy looking speech bubble type thing, but without words in it. So I don't know if you guys actually know what that means. Feel free to let me know, because I just draw it even though I don't really know what it means. Okay, and another thing that I would like to also, mention is it's very important to have certain things go with certain like emotions or feelings. So right here, as you can clearly tell, he doesn't look too happy. He looks pretty pissed. It's kind of like a intense moment. So I made the background dark and it faded out. And it's also very important to like have certain different angles of your character and like almost like it's a movie where it's like, each panel looks different. Like right here, he's reaching for the hair and then he grabs it. And then right here is another really important thing I want to mention. As you can see, because he's yanking her by her hair, I know this is kind of deep, but I made her hair white, even though as you can see, it's black. And I didn't color anything, I didn't shade anything, because it's like almost as if it's like she's really scared and shocked and like the color changes, I can't really explain it well again, but I've noticed it and I've picked up on it. And yeah, so that's something I would also look into. Sometimes your character that you're drawing won't have like some eye detail or something, and you won't shade their hair even though it is supposed to be shaded. That's only every now and then. You don't have to do that. I don't think that's like a mandatory step or anything, so. Okay, and this is another minor tip slash like, I don't know, like something I've noticed. Sometimes you also want to have angles where you don't see all of their face. So this is really old art, so I don't really like how this looks right now, but as you can see, you don't see all of his face. It's just focusing on his mouth. So that's something I would also recommend. It's really important to like get certain angles, and it makes it more, like, ooh, what would you call that? Like interesting, it grabs your eye. Like it's interesting. Okay, and the next thing that we're gonna be talking about in a way is like anytime someone you're like, okay, let's say they're thinking of something. This is one of the ways that I do it. I make these little boxes instead of it being like, of course, like a speech bubble, because that's the only time they're talking or like making a sound or something. So like if they're just thinking inside their head, I mean, you can make like a cloud, like when they're thinking, but I don't really prefer that. I would recommend doing this. So basically you'll like write out what you want them to be saying, and then you're just gonna draw a little box over it. However, if you are doing digital, that should be a lot easier for you. So of course, since I drew this by hand on a book, I have to do it like that. So I guess it varies. I also do want to talk about if you want to transform your, sketched drawing out into a digital comic. That is really tough though and tricky. The way that I do it is probably really complicated and like harder than it needs to be, but I can definitely let you guys know how I do it. Kind of make it seem more simple than it is, give tips and tricks and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's go back to the first page. And what I basically do is I take my, camera, my phone, and I take a picture of it. So I'm gonna get a good picture in. Okay, so I took the picture and I put a filter to make it look like it popped out more. And what you will do from here, this is the app that I use. I've already made a video on this as well. But basically, I'm gonna take it into this app right here. So you're gonna hit import picture, and then you're gonna take that picture that you took a picture of, and then when it says extract line drawing, hit cancel. So from here, I'm going to hit down here, I'm gonna hit the plus sign, and then I'm gonna tap this one down here and put the opacity down to about like right here. And from there, you're gonna draw over it. So basically, let's see what pen I'm on. Okay, so yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, so basically from there, you're gonna do your best to draw over it, and then if you wanna see the progress, you just hit this eye, and that's what I've drawn so far. So yes, it is very hard, and it's, really time consuming because basically you're redrawing what you already drew and putting in like a lot more detail. So I will say it's very hard, and props to anyone that wants to take that much time and effort to doing that, which is myself included, because I'm trying to make this book right here a webtoon. So that's something else I wanted to mention. I don't know if anyone is still watching right now, but if you are, again, thank you. But I wanted to let you guys know that I am trying to make this a webtoon. So eventually, I don't know when, but eventually this will actually be readable online. And so yeah, now that we're on the topic of making digital comics and all that stuff, I wanted to mention this app in particular offers so many different features. If you guys don't already know, it offers the frame divider. So first of all, you can just add a frame. You basically tap that, hit the check mark. You can actually modify like how wide you want it, how thick, how, you know, all that good stuff. I usually like it about 3 or 2. And then hit the check mark right here. Sometimes my phone buzzes out. And then you can just play around with it. So very useful tip, I will say. It's a very nice thing to have, and it's completely free. However, once you do that, you cannot draw over it, of course. So like if you try to, it's not going to let you. So you have to go back to your layers, and it's right here, and you're going to go right below it. From there, you can draw over it. And then another thing I wanted to mention, back to what we were talking about before, in regards to like if it is a Japanese comic, not only do you have all these, you know, wonderful features where if it's like a intense moment, you have this one. You have so many different ones, scary ones, like if they're like, I don't really know, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm trying to say. There is so many different things. Again, very useful. But, oops, I accidentally clicked one. So yeah, I'm not sure if a lot of people know about this, but way at the bottom, there is Japanese color or Japanese gray. Let's say you want to go to color. Let's say you're trying to make like a webcomic. There is actually Japanese, you know, words type things, like expressing a moment, like if they're laughing or if they're scared or if they're actually I saw one that said doki doki. I think you all know what that means, but yeah, there is quite a few to choose from. However, there are some that aren't here, so I guess what you could do from there is go to like Google Images or something and download like, you know, something like this. I'm sure they have them all over the place. And then you can just import it in and you're good to go. So if you want to do that, you can, or if you're trying to make like a sketched one where you don't have the option to make it digital, you can just open up your book. And if you do have access to this, or not even just this app, you can go to Google Images, like I said, and just try to like mimic what you see here. So let me see. I'm gonna try to give you guys an example. Okay, so I actually made just like a really quick sketch. That way I can give you guys like the perfect example. But right here you can see ha ha ha. So I'm just gonna draw what I see right here, and it kind of fits in, you know, perfectly because he's laughing. So for example, I'm gonna make basically what I see. And I've noticed in Japanese comics, usually it's pretty dark and thick, you know. So that's something just to be aware of and look out for. It would probably be very useful if you were like fluent in Japanese though, I will be honest. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep mimicking that and then it will pretty much fit right in with what, you know, is going on. Okay, so yeah, there is that example. That's just one of the very few. The only thing that I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what to say really, like I don't know what advice to give. If you are making like a comic like this, again, this is like a fan comic, I really wouldn't know what to do. I guess I would just recommend either using like Korean terms, I don't know, to be honest, or just keeping it like a regular comic. I really wouldn't try to use like Japanese words for it. I'm probably not making a whole lot of sense though at the same time. I guess that is up to you. I'm just gonna say that. It's completely up to you. The only thing that I've noticed really is if it is manga, it's, you know, set in Japan, you know, just in general Japanese style, then that's when you would actually use like Japanese symbols, you know, all that good stuff. Other than that, I guess it is up to the artist. I could be wrong, so if I stand corrected, do not hesitate to let me know because I don't want to sound like I'm not really knowing, you know, what I'm talking about. But for the most part, that is all the tips and or tricks I have for this video. I really hope you guys liked it. I know it was kind of random and out of the blue. No one really asked for this type of video, but I've been working on a lot of comics recently, and I thought, you know, if people out there are actually trying to make their own, I just thought this would kind of be a helpful little guide type thing. So yeah, that is pretty much about it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I also want to let you guys know that I'm going to try to make this a digital comic as well. I'll probably post it on my Patreon first and then later my Instagram. So if you guys want to see this or my made up one, you know, feel free to follow me or become a patron. Any support is always appreciated. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back with another video here very soon.